Hi everyone. I'm so happy to be here and share with you a little bit about my story and joining Posh, why I joined, all of those things. So if you have any questions about joining or your own potential opportunity with Posh, please go ahead and ask those in the comments, and we can get those answered for you. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Kylie Cologne. I am a Platinum Premier here at Perfectly Posh. I have been with the company for 8 years. I joined in September of 2012. I am a wife. I am a girl mom. I have 2 girls. And I have a heart for showing other people their worth. And I have a really special place in my heart for mamas. Mamas just hold a really special place in my heart because I'm a mama and I know the struggles of being a mama. So I have a really special place there. So like I said, I joined Posh 8 years ago, and when I joined, I wasn't joining to start a business. My oldest daughter, Marley, she is 9, and at that time she was a baby and we were struggling with eczema. Nothing was working. Everything her pediatrician was telling us to use was not working. And a friend of mine had just joined Posh, and she said, we have really great products, and telling me all about the products. And she's like, let me send you some samples and let's see if they work. Let's see if they help Marley. And if they do, great. And if they don't, well, we'll find something else. And I said, okay. Keep in mind, she was less than a year old. So the pediatrician was ready to put her on steroids and like creams, and I did not want to do that. She was too little. I was working full-time outside the home. I had a career in banking that I had been in for well over 10 years at that point. And so I was missing all of Marley's firsts, and something in my, like deep down inside of me, always said I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids. My mom stayed home with me until I was in high school, and it was something that I just always wanted to be able to do. But at that time, it wasn't financially possible for us. So my friend sent me samples, and we tried them, and they worked, and they helped alleviate her itchy, dry, red skin. And so I bought the products, and after I bought the products, and we used them for like 2 months, and her skin looked amazing, I was like, you know what? Let me just buy this kit, and then at least I'll get a little bit of a discount, right? Because I'm gonna earn commission on my own purchases. And so that's what I did. It literally took me 6 months to decide that that's what I was gonna do. I talked to my husband about it, and he was like, it's like one of those marketing things, I don't know. And so we talked about it, and then there was a deal on the kit, or there was a really great kit, I don't remember which it was. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna buy the kit, and then if I sell to my friends and family, great. Maybe I'll make, an extra $50 a month here or there. But it wasn't something that I was like, I did not join to start a business. Had no intentions of starting a business. I was happy in my career. Although I was missing a lot of things at home, I really was comfortable with where I was. And so, when I joined, I was like, there's no way I don't have enough time for this. I don't have time to like share products. I don't have time to post on social media. I'm busy. I work all day. I come home. I spend a little bit of time with my baby. I give her a bath, and we go to bed, and then we do it all over again the next day, right? So in my head, I was like, I don't have time for this. Let's fast forward. About a year later, we had another baby who was a surprise, and I had to quit my job because we couldn't afford daycare for 2 children. And so it didn't make sense for me to keep working and pay daycare, because it would have been about the same amount, like what I made was what I was gonna have to pay out for daycare. So I just quit, and I finally got to stay home with my kids, right? but it was stressful. It was so stressful. I had 2 kids under the age of 3. I was potty training one and nursing the other around the clock. And I literally, we went to one income, which is stressful, living paycheck to paycheck, right? We had one car, so I couldn't go anywhere ever. I was home with my kids all day, every day, because my husband was working 80 hours a week in his retail management job. And so with all of that, I started losing little bits and pieces of me, right? And that's hard. That's hard to be in that spot. And so after all of those things kind of combined, one night I found myself in the bathroom by myself, which was a miracle in and of itself, with 2 children under the age of 3. And I'm washing my face with these products that I love, but I haven't really told anybody about yet. This is a year later. And it dawned on me, I can do this. This is not hard. I talk about this product. I talk about it on Facebook. I talk about it with my friends. I wasn't going anywhere. Everything was on social media. And that and everything else that was going on in my life, living paycheck to paycheck, not something I wanted to do, being stressed out, having 2 babies at home and no one to talk to, only having one car. Those were all things that I didn't want. I wanted more for us. I wanted freedom for us. And those things, all those things combined, lit a fire within my soul and I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work this. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna do it. And as long as my family is taken care of, I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone. I'm gonna do it. And so that's what I did. I started working in pockets of time when my baby was taking a nap, when my 2-year-old was, otherwise occupied. I would work in pockets of time. I would make sample packets. My 2.5, she was 2.5, 3 years old. She would help me put stickers on samples. We would put little Laycons in baggies, and she would help me package up mail. When they went to bed, I would run a Facebook party. And that's how I started. And so what I learned in the bathroom is that taking time for myself was absolutely necessary. And it reminded me that if I'm feeling this way, there must be a bunch of other moms who are feeling like this too, right? And it wasn't just to take time for myself sometimes. Like, it was necessary for me to do it every day. And Posh made it so easy. You do a face mask, you snap a selfie, you share it on social media, people are interested. I also learned that loving me first was essential to being the best version of me for myself and for my family, because if my cup is full, then I can pour into my family and everybody is full, right? And I also was reminded that I'm worth it. And that is my message now. 8 years later, my mission has become to teach others that they're worth it, that they deserve it, that they have permission to pause and love themselves just a little bit more. It's okay to lock the door in your bathroom, even if you have little fingers under the door or somebody standing outside it saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." It's okay. It's okay to go in. It's okay to close the door. It's okay to breathe for 5 minutes. Do a face mask. Wash your face. Do what you gotta do, right? It's okay. So 8 years later, here I am. My journey has been incredible. I wouldn't change it for the world. I've learned a lot over 8 years. This is the first direct sales business I've ever done. There are things that I would change doing. There are things that I've done wrong, could have done better, but it's a learning process. And if this is something that you love, if it lights your soul on fire, if you are excited when you open a brand new product, then this is something that you can absolutely do, and you can bring in money. In 8 years, this business has brought me so many friendships, So many friendships, people I would have never met if it hadn't been for Posh. Posh is now my full-time gig. I stay home with my children who are in virtual school. They are 9 and 7, and we are home all day together. We have a lot of family time. My schedule is super flexible because I work when I want, and if my husband has a day off, then I completely rearrange my schedule and we spend time all together as a family. It has allowed me to travel. I've traveled all over the place with Posh, paid for by Posh. We recently, my husband and I both just this past year got to go to Mexico for a week, completely paid for, something that had Posh not been around, you know, we both probably would be working 40 hours a week plus, and it wouldn't have been something possible. So what else? It has given me the opportunity to not only change our life, but change other people's lives. The lives that we touch with this business is incredible. And it's given us a lot of extra money. We're no longer living paycheck to paycheck, thank God. I was able to buy my husband like his dream truck this past year, something I've always wanted to do. We are pretty much debt free. I think we have one, maybe two things left to pay off, and we're not far away. So very excited about the opportunity that Posh has given myself and my family, and it's something that is there for everyone. You just have to go out and grab it. But that's a little bit about me and my story. And if you guys have questions, or if you're a mama and you are just wondering if this is something you could do, can I do this? Do I have time? Can I make it work? My answer is yes, you can, because you're a mama and you can do a whole lot of things. But if you're a mama and you just have questions, or if you're not a mama and you have questions, let us know.